Hello, everybody. My name is Kai, and this is Kai Likes Linux. And today we'll be looking at a bit of an investigation into the disappearance of MinGW. I didn't fix my stupid green screen. There we go. So, in case you don't know, MinGW is a bit disappeared as of late. So, I noticed this when MinGW.org was told by someone else helping do stuff with. MinGW.org has expired. Why? Well, I immediately thought, well, maybe they just shut down the project. And then I saw this link. MinGWW64.org. Well, what's so weird about that? Well, it's a completely new domain. It's MinGWW64.org versus MinGW.org. Immediately, I knew we had an investigation on our hands because this domain expired for some reason, but this domain didn't. What about this domain is so special to MinGW? So I immediately looked at who is for MinGW.org and found out it's hosted by OVH, or registered by OVH, and was registered in 2015. What? 2015? It also expires later this year for some reason, March of this year. May of this year. So, and it's also under a completely, I don't know who, someone name servers. I don't really care who their name servers are. I don't think that will bring us anywhere decent. Enum for MinGW.org, this one was registered in 2000. Hold on, I have to fix my thing so you guys can see the number. Oh my god. Why does my green screen never work? Why? There we go. Anyways, it expires. First off, we will do the registered on date, 2000 January 30th. Huh? But no, it gets weirder, it gets weirder. Expires on same time next year. So this domain shouldn't theoretically be expired, even though, according to this domain name is expired. And as you can see, it's also under Enum Inc. As the renewal instructions, if we hover over it, in the corner here, it tells me enum.help renew FAQ. So I immediately decided, well, maybe they did it because the domain is eventually a lot cheaper. Because you wouldn't switch domains if it was more expensive, nor if it was marginally cheaper. Marginally being the key word here. Because here, on OVH, the new domain, .org, costs $10.49 a year, and well, it's $10.49 first purchase, and then $14.49 for the rest of time as a renewal price. Okay, so what about Enum? It's only $2 more expensive for the renewal price, which adds up over time, but that would be years and years. Huh? So why is this in the overall beginner's price, which they paid already a long time ago, is only $14.75? Now, this is not a bad price for a .org domain. I wouldn't leave Enum to OVH just to save literally $2 a year. So, I looked immediately towards the SourceForge. Last update was in 2018? Well, that can't be right. According to Wikipedia, it was 2019. Like this time last year. Mystery. So, I immediately looked into it, and in 2007, a fork of MinGW called MinGW W64 appeared in order to provide 64-bit bits for the new APIs, and has since gained widespread distribution. MSYS2, Minimal System 2. I don't know how MSYS turns into Minimal System, but okay. Is a software distribution and development platform for Microsoft Windows based on MinGW W64 and Cygwin. This helps to deploy code from Unix world to Windows. Okay, fair enough. Maybe they just rebranded as MinGW W64. No, that can't be true. Because, well, yes, MinGW W64 has been updated literally September of last year. September 18th of last year. Wait a minute. 2020. This is a whole nother date. Because here it says last update was in 2018, so we can't trust this. But this says 2019. But here there's an update for 2020? Huh? We have a mystery on our hands. We really do. Because none of this is really adding up for me. I don't see an actual reason to just say, to pick up and fuck off into a random new project fork, MinGW W64, and even then, look at the subtitle, GCC, or New Compiler Collection, for Windows 64 and 32 bits. So the name isn't even fucking accurate, because W64 says it's for 64-bit, but with the 32, it's saying it's 32 bits? That's strange. I can't put myself to believe that, yeah, this is the website right here. This is the entirety of MinGW. Now in just this random webpage. I can't accept this is the MinGW team. I literally just can't, because wouldn't the MinGW team at some point update the URL in Wikipedia? Because as you can see, it says website mingw.org. But mingw.org is an expired domain, as you can see here. So it's really hard to say what happened. What happened for sure. Because the theory that this is the new MinGW doesn't add up. Sure, could they have done this? That's possible. But why? Because they had a better domain name with mingw.org. Anyone could remember it. And it's on the Wikipedia. And it's basically on every other linked system out there. Any link that goes to MinGW goes to mingw.org. And this is the most up-to-date version of MinGW. Version 8.0, 2020, 9/09/18. Okay? But, and yeah, they're friends with Cygwin, ReactOS, and Wine. But here's a problem. Why did they, there would be no reason to change the domain, because one, it's not cheaper enough to reasonably say that the donations, let's see how much they get in donations. Let's at least try. So they don't tell us how much they get in donations. But it's not marginally different enough to say, oh, we're switching this registrar to this registrar. Also, it would be cheaper to overall transfer it from, enum to OVH if they were doing that anyways, because I'm 99.9% sure both support domain transfers. Okay? So why not keep the MinGW domain name? That's just strange. And if MinGW W64 is in fact the complete replacement for MinGW 64 and 32-bit, why? Because remember, in the Wikipedia, it's considered a fork. And if we go to the MinGW W64 page, look at what domain they have there. It's just as if there's no reasonability. Because you would think that MinGW and MinGW W64 would at least try to keep on the same page. Maybe did MinGW go bankrupt? Well, if they did, why? Why would have they gone bankrupt? And this random ass fork might not be random ass, but a fork take on the name and run with it. Remember, it's just a fork from MinGW regular. And for many look here, in this very line, for many reasons, the lead developer and co-founder of the MinGW W64 project, Kai Tietz, nice name, decided not to attempt further cooperation with MinGW. So we know for a fact by that line alone that they cannot be the same project. So what on earth happened to MinGW proper? This is a genuine mystery and I want an answer to it. So I'm going to push the question off to you. Can you find an answer to what happened to MinGW? Because even when we go to news, there's no real news about it. There's no real news about it disappearing. It just vanished and has stopped updating, and as far as I can tell, there's no real information on it shutting down. So there's no information of it shutting down, there's no information of it going bankrupt. I want to know what on earth happened to the MinGW project, and why is its fork that they didn't want to cooperate with, well, the fork didn't want to cooperate with the original, so why does this exist still, but not the original? You hear me? Something is strange here, and I want an answer, and I will report it in Kai Likes Linux News when I have an answer, when I have an adequate and source-filled answer. So, my name has been Kai, this has been Kai Likes Linux, and let's solve the mystery of MinGW together. You go find whatever resources you can find, and I will feature them and all theories in the next video. Well, not the next video, but like one of the next videos coming up in the future, when I get enough theories I think I can cover a solid 10 to 15 minute, maybe even longer video on MinGW. Thank you very much for watching, and have a wonderful day.